Hello everyone, how's it going? It's me, Jaylene, also known as Femme4. I am a sexual confidence coach who's been helping many various people stepping into their authentic, sexy self with an open heart. I have a lovely topic on hand today that is quite the mouthful. But to get this party started, we shall subscribe to support the free sex ed. Amazing! So now let's get back on track with the hungry topic of autofellatio, baby. I'm gonna cover 3 key things in this video. Number 1, what is autofellatio? Number 2, why do people like it? And number 3, 3 tips for those who want to try. Number 1. What is it? Autofellatio is the act of a male sex body performing oral sex on their own genitals. AKA, it's the act of sucking your own dick. A challenging act it really can be. This is not for the faint-hearted, quite literally, but I shall get to that later. Number 2, why do people like it? Autofellatio is something not everyone can do. So the challenge in itself can be just as enticing for those who are curious and exploring the act of self-pleasure. The hard to get game can be potentially engaging, but let's not ignore the pleasure component that this act brings as well. Think of the times that you masturbate with your own hands. Just hands. Now, think of the times when other people have tried pleasuring your genitals with their hands. It's never really quite the same as when you're touching yourself, as you will always have the upper hand in both communication and feedback when it comes to your own body and its sensations, in comparison to the communication that others would receive from you in terms of how to make their hands feel like sexy magic. If we take that thought and we place it upon the whole event of how others give oral to their own penis, just like with any form of receiving touch, the feeling of receiving touch from others is going to differ from the way that you feel touching you. Another possible reason why someone's going to practice autofellatio is that they like a little bit of the humiliation aspect of it. If you're trying to get kinky, just think about the little tinge of humiliation that can arise when it's either you are practicing autofellatio on your own or it's being commanded by a dom underneath the complete notion that this is the only way that you really will be able to feel pleasure orally. In other words, no one else is gonna suck that for you, pet, so you might as well do it yourself. I have had some past coaching clients before feel a lot of shame around that sort of idea of gaining pleasure from the humiliation aspects of kink. I like to mention to them, as I'm going to mention to you now, it's normal to have your mind feel a certain push-pull between the learned values you have grown up with about how you should be treated as a person and what you feel horny about. But it doesn't need to be as much as a fight as you think. If you can relate to how my past clients have felt in terms of feeling shame, insecurity, etc. over your desires, feel free to book an intro call with me to see if we're a good fit to work together. Book your free call below, link is there. And last potential reason of why people enjoy autofellatio is that they just want to experience their cum up close and personal. Maybe these things sound exciting for you. This leads us to number 3. 3 tips for autofellatio. Number 1, let gravity do the work. It's pretty hard to curl your back into the crunch that it needs to touch those lips to the tip. That was genius, Jaylene. My suggestion is to first try out against a wall with your head and shoulders on the floor. Use a pillow for comfort and shimmy your back and your butt to be overhead of you against the wall. Stabilize yourself with your arms. It is a circus act after all. Then reach your toes way over top of your head to attempt to touch the floor. If you feel any moment of very bad discomfort in your neck, in your back, in your hips, etc., stop and stretch. This will feel like you're falling backwards, so make sure you stabilize those sexy little abs to help keep you in place. And don't be a perfectionist and try and force your toes to touch the floor. It simply is the goal of direction of where you want to go. In this position, your hips should lower towards the direction of your open and welcoming mouth. Remember, a hard penis is a longer penis, so remember to warm up before this exercise. Second tip is stretch it. You are more than welcome to try and stretch your penis to your mouth, but I will mention how much flexibility truly needs to be involved for this. Stretching out your lower back, your hamstrings, etc. is gonna help you get to the place of where you need to go. And third little tip for ya, deep slow breaths. Crunching into that position limits the lung capacity. This slow breath is not only going to help steady yourself and your body, but it's going to help steady your breathing as well when you're crunching into that super tight position. And lastly, I do want you to stretch yourself and imagine what would it feel like to be fully confident in your sexuality, kinks, quirks, and all. If you feel like it's a challenge, I am more than happy to hear over an intro call all the certain ways that we can work together for you to achieve that confidence that you ultimately deserve. My website and link is below to book a free intro call with me. After all, we all deserve to feel good about our own pleasure. Lastly, like and subscribe so I know you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. It's me, Fen4.